truly means. That's Tanner Health. That's care redefined. Learn more at tanner.org.
Oak Mountain Academy is a vibrant community built on innovation, academic excellence, and a 64-year legacy of shaping community leaders. I'm Patrick Uran, head of school at Oak Mountain Academy, inviting you to visit the mountain and experience firsthand the passion, purpose, and personalized education that defines our school. Come see how our mission and vision come to life each day. For more information, visit us at oakmountain.us so that you can discover your journey on the mountain, where every path leads to purpose.
National headlines and the local stories you care about. WLBB, Carrollton, News Talk 1330, FM 106.3.
All right, good Tuesday morning. Welcome to the Community Voice program here on News Talk 1330 FM 106.3, streaming live online at newstalk1330.com. This morning, we're on the News Talk 1330 WLBB Facebook page. Encourage you to post any questions or comments you have during the show on the Facebook page, and I'll look at those and share them with my guest. She is one of four candidates for the District 4 seat on the Carroll County Board of Commissioners. Steve Fuller is the current commissioner, and he decided he wasn't going to seek re-election this year. So since then, we had four people qualified to run for that position. Let's see, I'm trying to get the date. Early voting for these races is April the 27th through the 15th of May. Election day is actually the 19th of May. And if you want to vote in this election, you have to qualify, or you have to register to vote before April 20th of this year. And that race also includes the primary races for governor. So, and a lot of, I think it's like 5 or 6 local races. So, if you're interested in voting, do so before April 20th. My guest this morning, again, one of four candidates running for the District 4 seat. We've got Jason Jones, Jeffrey Vance, Will Godby, and this morning's guest, Tina Shockley. Good morning.
Good morning.
And thank you for coming out here and talking about your campaign.
Yes.
You want to give me the lowdown on who Tina Shockley is and what she's all about and who all's her family and how many dogs she has?
Oh, yes. I'm Tina Shockley. I've lived in Carroll County 35 years. And I saw an opportunity when Steve announced his retirement.
And that was going to be one of my questions.
Yeah.
Like, would you ever run anyway if Steve was...
Probably not.
Yeah.
I just saw an opportunity to serve our county. I've always been a volunteer. Our District 4 encompasses both city and county. So we have some diverse wants and needs. And everybody's is different. And I believe that we need leadership to manage this growth that we're having without losing the small community charm that we have. Now, I've lived here 35 years. I've raised my 2 kids here. Some people may remember me from coaching rec soccer to basketball to baseball. I was active in scouts and volunteering in our schools. And yes, I've been that soccer mom and that baseball mom for many years. And right now I'm an empty nester. So it's a new transition. Professionally, I have worked for 2 manufacturers in the county as an engineer and as a manager down in LaGrange and locally also. Currently, I have my Georgia general contractor's license, and I am a residential contractor. Along with my husband, who does real estate, we do rehab homes in the county. Some people call that flipping. We did it long before HGTV made it popular, and it's not elegant, let me tell you. One thing we've learned, and that I've learned, is from construction and from my manufacturing experience, we need a strong foundation. And our county is facing rapid development and large-scale projects. And I'm not 100% anti-growth. I'm for planned and managed growth, because I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for growth in Carroll County, and most of the residents wouldn't be here. We need to ensure that we have jobs and opportunities for employment in our future in this county, and we need to ensure that we have housing for our next generations. We need to be I get that word wrong. Fiscally, I have a speech impediment. Sorry. Responsible with our tax dollars. We need to make sure that we balance our growth and maintain the heritage of our county that everybody loves. And I hear that word heritage a lot, and you'll hear that a lot in this campaign.
You pretty much touched on all my questions, so
I'm
we can go ahead
sorry.
and wrap up this show right now. You've given us everything. But first of all, I mean, did you finish there with what you?
I was just going to say, I'm not a political person. I'm not a professional politician, and I don't spin stories very well. And I can't quote you all the laws and regulations, but one thing I can promise you, I'm a hard worker. I ask a lot of questions, and I'm a problem solver by trade. And I want to see that our county continues to prosper and retain that county atmosphere that we all love. Because our county motto is the county of opportunity. And I was an opportunity seeker 35 years ago when I moved to this county, and I want other people to have the same opportunities I've had and my family has had living in this wonderful county. So all I do is ask people to vote for me, and I'll represent you and make you proud.
Well, let's start off. What are the boundaries of District 4?
It is I hate to say it's a weird layout. You have to go online to the county site and look. It encompasses Oak Mountain Golf, Oak Mountain Park. It goes up into the town, down Rome Street, College Street, back down through Almond Avenue, Cedar Street, and Stewart Street. Moves on out, down south past, Walmart, down 27, down Dixie Meadows, and down that way into, it doesn't go to Rootville, and it turns and goes on Whooping Creek Church Road, goes back over towards Noonan Road. We go out Tice Road. We hit all the way at the end of the bypass, hitting Sunset and the Birches and Oak Camp Woods. It's all over the place. One side of a street will be District 4. One side of a street will be a different district. So it's kind of hard to explain. So I tell people, I said, if you don't know where you're at, you can go out and type in your zip code and your mailing address, and it'll tell you who your representative is.
Now, all the districts are supposed to have close to the same amount
Exactly.
of people. But is District 4 more dense? Is like, the smallest size district, you think? Because, you're talking about some populated places.
It's some populated places, but Carroll County's big.
Yeah.
And so, yes, they dispersed it very well. It's probably around 50%, I would say. It's 40, 60 or to 50. It depends upon, the consensus and where everybody's at, and that's what they use is that data.
Yeah, time right now is 8:36. My guest this morning, candidate for District 4 in the Carroll County Board of Commissioners, Tina Shockley. I'm sure you've heard about this discussion over the last year. Data centers has been a big issue. We had reported that there were plans for one that somebody had filled out the documents to say, hey, we're about to do this, and this is what we need, and this is what we plan. So the people in that area, they weren't too happy about it. No. Now, data centers, we're going to need them somewhere, and I think it's fair to say, not in my backyard for this. There's plenty of land elsewhere. What's your perspective on data centers and their interest in Carroll County? Right now, there's a moratorium on them, I think, for 100
days.
Yeah, 100 days, okay.
Yeah. And the main reason the moratorium is data centers are different. They're not your standard manufacturing, and where do they fit in our county that we can use them? I'm not one to say no immediately because not all data centers are equally. One of the things I like to use the example, we have data centers already. If you ever drive over by the school system, Fogo is actually a data center. So you can't ban something like that in an overall statement. So we have to look at each one individually. And one of the things for years, the nerd in me has monitored the one down in Fayetteville going up. That's called QRS. It's down by Piedmont Hospital. And this is before all this hit the ceiling in Carroll County. I followed it on CNBC and all the different financial institutions about how these are growing and the need for them. I just don't like a blanket no, because I don't ever want to leave something that could potentially benefit us as a county in the future. Is there ways to do it and do it the way that benefits us is what we need to look at, whether it be rezoning, setting standards, and monitoring it. And I think that's great that our board put that moratorium for 100 days to step back, say time out, and look at the facts. And that's one thing I think, that I do very well is look at projects and projections, and would ask some good questions on that because there's a lot to know. So I tell people, I said, don't say no yet until we get all the facts.
And you may have the similar answer for this question. I mean, one of the biggest roles of commissioner is to consider rezoning for property. I mean, what are the first things you would consider? I mean, say somebody wants to, I don't know, put a big shopping center within, in agriculture property right now. There's no houses immediately in the area, but I guess how would you weigh your decision on that? Where would you start and go through the process?
Well, one of the examples recently that got turned down was a proposal for rezoning out near Walmart.com.
For the warehouse.
The warehouses. And I can give you a testimony on that. When the housing market, which I come from, crashed in 2008, I went back into manufacturing as an operations manager for a Korean company down in LaGrange. Before we ever had a company, we had to go look at buildings, empty buildings, to pick one and buy one that we could put our assembly lines in. And the main reason is the transportation costs for those parts for Hyundai and Kia down there were exorbitant coming from Korea. So they moved that manufacturing assembly line over here. And that was good for us, that we got these jobs back over here. But I walked into an empty warehouse, and we started within a month, we were up and running production after shipments of machines came in once we finalized that. So you can't say no to empty warehouses because there's potential jobs there. When I left that job, we had 9 assembly lines supplying both to Kia and Hyundai, and we had 350 people. So we can't say a blanket no on things because that's leaving money and jobs and income for our county in the future.
I think one of the issues was there was no, I mean, I don't know if you already knew what you were going to put in that warehouse in LaGrange, right? When you were looking for that warehouse, you already knew what was going in there,
we
right?
We knew what was going in there, so we went to different, it's like looking at empty houses when you're buying a house. We had to go look at different buildings that were empty and available right then. We didn't have time to build.
Yeah, for this one, though, in Carroll County, they did not define what they were going to put in those warehouses.
No, because you don't know. It's an empty building for a potential
to come in,
company like I was with that came in and said, hey, I need to see all your empty buildings.
Well, you've shared your skill set very well in this first segment. Now, how would that benefit the county overall, you as a commissioner? What could you be part of having that knowledge? I
have the background in construction. I like to look at developments. I buy land and lots in developments to build. I have homeowners who come to me and say, hey, I've got this lot in this subdivision, can you build? Or I have this acreage in the county, can you build? And that's what I do. So I get to see a lot as far as things in rural and also in subdivisions. And, I see where people, want to build their dream homes, and you shouldn't say no to anything that associates with that, because I firmly believe in the American dream of home ownership, and I think it's attainable. Right now, it's a little hard because the pricing is out the roof, and people say we don't have supply, and they are correct. Some people say, well, there's 400 houses for sale. There's 400 something houses for sale possibly, but they're not all right for certain people and certain price ranges, and we need to look at that when we look at zoning to see what type of houses they're building, what their price range is going to be, and if it's going to benefit the residents that are around that development. Because you got to listen to the residents also, and trying to determine if it would benefit us as a county.
Time right now is 8:43. My guest is Tina Shockley. She is one of 4 candidates running for the District 4 seat on the Carroll County Board of Commissioners. Again, any questions or comments, post those to the Newstalk 1330 WLBB Facebook page, and I'll share them. Otherwise, as I say, you're stuck with my questions and my directions, so go ahead and share some of those. We'll be back in 1 minute. Community Voice brought to you by Tanner Health and Oak Mountain Academy.
Imagine a place where every heartbeat is monitored with the utmost care, where emergencies are met with swift attention, and where cutting-edge technology enables precise and timely treatments. At Tanner Health, every patient's journey is a testament to resilience, a story of strength, healing, and hope. We go beyond treatment to redefine what compassionate care truly means. That's Tanner Health. That's care redefined. Learn more at tanner.org.
Do the math. At Oak Mountain Academy, our average graduating class has just 12 students. We celebrate a 100% graduation rate with more than $10.5 million in college scholarships offered. Plus, 96% of our students are accepted into their top choice college. Do the math. Can you see the value of an OMA education? I'm Patrick Uran, head of school at Oak Mountain Academy, and I'm here to help you do the math. For more information, visit us at oakmountain.us so that you can discover your journey on the mountain, where every path leads to purpose.
All right, welcome back to the Community Voice program here on News Talk 1330 FM 106.3. My name is Colin Worthington. My guest this morning, Tina Shockley, one of 4 candidates running for the District 4 seat on the Carroll County Board of Commissioners. Time right now is 8:45. Carroll County residents, they pay a 1-cent special purpose local option sales tax. They pay a 1-cent education special purpose local option sales tax. There are 2 other special purpose local option sales taxes that are available if I guess if voters approve on those. Would you would you encourage the county to put forth the opportunity for maybe a transportation splost, and then also the F splost? Or no, it's just flossed.
Flossed.
Yeah. And I'll explain that one in case everybody knows it. But how about a transportation splost? Trying to see how much, I guess, infrastructure, roughly 67% of county expenses. Public works and safety account for roughly 67% of county expenses, with a need for road maintenance and bridge repairs. Would you support a T-splost to fund these projects if general funds are insufficient? Do you believe general funds are insufficient is a question as well.
I think our board has done very well. If you look at our budget and where we're at, they have worked very hard as a group. Our county employees, just seeing what they do in the background that you don't see in those meetings to try to make us financially stable, and I appreciate that. And you don't get to hear that much during those meetings, the work that goes into it.
So they don't brag on themselves. I mean, there's a couple of them that are pretty humble people.
Oh, yes, they are, and that's probably one of the hardest things you'll do when you're campaigning is
not toot your own horn.
Yeah, it's kind of hard. It's different. I told somebody it's like reading your resume over and over with everybody. I said that's an uneasy feeling, but we have some great county people who look at and do as what I call troubleshooting. And they try to figure out new ways to do things to save our county money. One of the recent ones was all this trash stuff. You're talking about Splosh. Yeah. But
convenience center is what you're talking about?
Yeah. But, what the Splosh, I love Splosh because it gets paid by people who are not our residents. Years ago, you could go up on the square or to the Lazy Donkey. Years ago, everybody knew everybody. Mm. Walk into these places on a Saturday and Sunday and see if you know anybody. Look at the tags and the parking decks and the parking spots. They're outside county, they're out of state, and they're spending money in Carroll County, and they're helping pay our taxes. So you can't complain about that. Splosh is an easy way to get money without raising our taxes that we pay on property. And I like them just for that fact that someone else is helping pay my taxes besides me and my neighbors.
You have to remind me here. I remember there was discussion in 2018, but did Carroll County voters have the opportunity to vote for transportation splost back then, 8 years ago? I think they did, and I think they shut it down.
They might have. There's been several, and I can't quote them, so we'd have to go look that up.
That may have been the one that was kind of sold as, hey, we want to take money out of the or the money we're spending on transportation right now, we can put in the budget for other things. I think people did shoot that down. Well, the other potential local option sales tax that is available if counties do want to put it for voters to ask for. It's Georgia enabled a 1% countywide sales tax authorized by House Bill 581. That was in 2024. It's designed specifically to reduce property taxes. Now, if local voters did approve it, the tax will last for 5 years. Revenues used to decrease local property tax millage rates, providing relief to property owners, often by shifting the tax burden to visitors, just like the special purpose local option sales tax. I think the county, maybe I don't think they've raised the millage rate in a while. They may have maintained it, which does collect additional taxes if the tax digest has gone up. But, I mean, is that something that should be put to the voters at this time?
Well, one of the things that does scare me is at the state level telling things at the county level what to do. doing away with property tax is scary. Doing away with what they're proposing state income tax too. And that to me is scary. And the main reason is every county and every city in the state would have to redo everything the way they do it. We rely on that tax money to pay for our infrastructure, being, our sheriffs, our 911, things that we rely on every day. And doing away with that and revamping that, it's Pandora's box we're opening. It would be great and grand in a dream world to not have property tax or state income tax, but it would be horrendous trying to implement that statewide.
That being talked about so much, I think has more to do with the state races.
Yeah, I think it's just a propaganda thing by the state guys trying to get votes.
Yeah.
But people like it; they like hearing it, and I'm like, from a practicality standpoint, it would be awful.
Are there any specific roads or areas that need improvement in District 4 like that? I mean, things that you would encourage, if you started office in January, it's like, hey, we need to look at this, we need to look at that in District 4.
You hear the people, like when you're out going around introducing yourself to people in the county, everybody wants the roads paved, everybody wants their potholes paved, those are just the standard maintenance that has to be done. It's like maintaining your home. You've got to clean the gutters out, and so the county has to go around and of course clean their gutters out and maintain the roads.
Nothing you've seen that you're like, we need to hop on that right now.
Anything big, but you never know what might be coming up that we do need. A lot of these are state roads. I get a lot of people complaining about state roads, and I have to explain to them, I said, that's a state road and we can't touch it. I said, we have to go through the Georgia DOT for that.
Do you have Target? Is like Target Shopping Center, is that in your district?
Allison Circle it backs up to it.
Does okay? Because I've had lots of conversations.
Yes.
Everybody's excited about the Whataburger, but then I've got another group of people that are concerned about the additional traffic that's going to bring. And I've talked with Georgia DOT. That property was already zoned for commercial, so Carrollton City had no say in it at all as far as that. Any kind of conditions on that building. And then DOT only really cares about getting on to 27.
Yes.
So it's not like it doesn't seem like anything's will be done unless it really becomes nasty from 27 into that parking lot.
Correct. And opening day, it will be nasty.
Oh yeah.
And there'll be a lot of happy people and a lot of unhappy people.
Excited about.
We've already made plans to avoid that area during that time.
All right, time right now is 8:51. We'll take our final break and back and conclude our conversation with Tina Shockley, one of 4 candidates running for that District 4 seat on the Carroll County Board of Commissioners. Community Voice brought to you by Tanner Health and Oak Mountain Academy.
Imagine a place where every heartbeat is monitored with the utmost care, where emergencies are met with swift attention, and where cutting-edge technology enables precise and timely treatments. At Tanner Health, every patient's journey is a testament to resilience, a story of strength, healing, and hope. We go beyond treatment to redefine what compassionate care truly means. That's Tanner Health. That's care redefined. Learn more at tanner.org.
Oak Mountain Academy specializes in a customized designed academic approach tailored to meet the needs of our families. Our lower division prepares students with the necessary foundation to build excellence. Our middle division provides students with over 15 course offerings, providing them with opportunities to explore their talents and gifts. Our upper division provides personalized academic journeys, allowing them to achieve their dreams. I'm Patrick Uran, head of school, inviting you to journey with us. For more information, visit us at oakmountain.us, where every path leads to purpose.
All right, 8:54. Welcome back to the Community Voice, News Talk 1330 FM 106.3. My name's Colin Worthington. My guest, Tina Shockley, one of 4 candidates running for that District 4 seat on the Carroll County Board of Commissioners. Current Commissioner Steve Fuller decided that he would not seek re-election this year, so his term will conclude in December of this year. And this race is kind of unique because we should know by May. I mean, there's four people running, so there's possibility for a runoff, but we should know by June who the next commissioner is. But then that person has, I guess, 6 months to get well educated on the job because it won't start until December. What are you already doing door to door and things like that?
Yes, getting out and meeting our constituents. It's a big county. Yeah. We will not be able to get to everybody, though we'd want to. And we're hoping that, between going door to door, talking on the radio, advertising, and mailers, that we can get who we are out. Mm-hmm. And
what are they telling you? What are possible constituents telling you about their concerns in District 4? And do they have District 4 concerns, or are their concerns more countywide?
It's more countywide. Mm-hmm. It is. There's, people are, of course, the hot topics being housing developments and growth, data centers. The most recent one to hit the fan was the trash, and that was enlightening. I think it was a meeting or so ago that the Board of Commissioners had, where they talked about the trash and the cost of it. And one of the things they had to do real quickly was they had gotten an increase on transportation between the convenience centers and the main hub for the garbage, and it almost doubled. The quote for the transportation had come in, and the county employees had worked real hard and figured out some ways to get that price back down by moving certain things only to the main hub. That saved a lot of money. Changing the sizes of the roll-offs so that they were able to carry more, and we're able to get that price back down. One of the things also, being in construction, the last time we had huge gas and prices increases, and we started getting things called fuel surcharges added to all our invoices. And those fuel surcharges
it started with food deliveries then too, and they've just kind of stayed. They never went away. Yeah.
Never went away. And so, that's going to hit the county hard too. Well, the fuel costs.
Are you talking about this was just announced, I guess, officially yesterday, as far as the convenience centers where there's going to be a $50 card that you have to buy. Are you concerned that people will just say, all right, well, I'm not going to the convenience center, but I have this nice hill over here a mile away from me?
Probably. They do that anyhow. When I told you we rehab houses in the county, it's amazing how many tires I find at houses just left and abandoned or in the woods and dumped. So we're constantly cleaning up Carroll County.
Yeah, are we doing that with prison inmate labor?
Not me, but the county does. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We got about 3 minutes. Yeah. Say, you're walking up to my house. You see me. I'm leaving. I got my kid in one arm, coffee in the other. You can tell that I got to go. I got to go to work. I'm late. Go. So what are you gonna? This is your opportunity to talk to me, though. Yeah. You're not going to come back in my neighborhood ever again, because you've got all these other neighborhoods. So what are you going to tell me as I'm heading out?
One of the things is I want to express to people the importance of voting. A lot of people only show up to vote for presidential elections, and I give the joke that, hey, nobody in Washington knows an overweight, middle-aged woman in Carrollton, Georgia, who's running to represent her county and do good things within her county. So voting locally is important. To get people out and be active in local politics is so important, because it affects us so much more. We have control here, and we can voice our opinions, and people listen, and we have input at the local level. So voting is very important. Our early voting, as Colin said, is April 27th through May the 15th. It's Monday through Friday, and I got this from the election office yesterday, 8:30 to 5 o'clock on those Monday through Fridays, but we have 2 Saturdays, May the 9th and May the 2nd, and it would be 9 to 5. And then, of course, Election Day. We need everybody out either on early voting or on Election Day voting.
We've got 2 minutes left. Mm-hmm. Do you take criticism well? Because this is a position where everybody is smarter than you, and they're going to make better decisions than you, and they're going to put it on Facebook along with your name. Do you think you deal well with criticism?
I do very well. I was brought up as a female engineer many years ago in a male-dominated world, so I used to get a lot, and I still do. Everybody gets, as a licensed builder, me, lawyers, and politicians are about, and used car salesmen are about in the same group. So, and
all of them are still alive.
And we're all alive, prospering, and making Carroll County great.
30 seconds, contact information. You have a Facebook page, website, anything like that?
I have a Facebook page. It's Tina Shockley, District 4. My phone number is on there. You can contact me. I've answered questions. I've clarified questions for people. I just want people to get out and vote, and I want their vote. And hopefully I can count on y'all to get out, and I need your votes.
Tina Shockley, one of 4 candidates
you.
running for that District 4 seat on the Carroll County Board of Commissioners. Again, as she said, early voting starts on April the 27th. Election Day is May the 19th. The other 3 candidates, Jason Jones, Jeffrey Vance, and Will Godby, and all 3 of those gentlemen are scheduled for upcoming Community Voice programs. Hope you will tune in for each of those. Time right now is 9 o'clock. Stay tuned for national news here on News Talk 1330 FM 106.3.